Now I'm going to set up and configure the SCCM client for deployment by Intune. Now I don't have an SCCM in place as of yet, but I will be going through AD Connect and setting up a hybrid scenario. But I know that packaging the SCCM client is a little bit cumbersome for some people, so I'm going to demonstrate how that can be accomplished. So I'm going to start by going to my file structure and ensuring I have the Intune WinApp utility. And the folder I'm going to use is the client directory on this computer, because it is a client in my existing SCCM environment. And I will be going to that SCCM environment and getting the setup parameters from it so that I can use the same setup parameters. So to start, we're going to open up a command prompt in elevated mode. We're going to change directory back to the root. On Windows, the C drive. And then we're going to change directory into our Intune Win folder. Pull up our file. Our first command will be a -C for source, and this should be C:/client. Next one will be the actual file that I'm going to use to run the setup, and that should be C:/client SCCM setup.exe. Let's check and make sure that all is there. Okay, that works. And next we're just going to do an output directory, or we're just going to do a -O and just use the current directory. Messing up command somewhere. Let's check this out. Okay, we'll just use the same folder. I'm actually going to do that again because I didn't want to use the same folder. Yes, created. Okay, let's go find that new folder was created. Here, go here, and there's my Intune Win file. Since I created one before, I don't need this one that I had created in this folder. So now that I have my Intune Win file, I can go upload it to Intune. So I'm going to copy this file. I'm on the right system, so I'll go to Intune. We're going to go to Apps, Windows. Click Add to add a new app. For the app type, this is going to be a this is going to be a Windows app, a Win32 app. Here's because this is where you upload to use Intune Win files. select the app package file, which will be that Intune win file that we just created. Go to my C drive, Intune client, and there's my file. Upload it, select OK. Let's give it a more descriptive name, something like Endpoint client. For old school sake, SCCM client. We're going to leave that as the description of what it is. Let's give a publisher name. Here we have an option to select a version. So let's see what version we're going to use here. We would just go ahead and just put version 1. That'll let me know I need to change it. We will feature it. I will not give it an icon yet. Click next. And here we have to identify the program. Program properties will be, in my case, I have the parameters already set up. And the uninstall command is something very familiar that I'm sure you're all familiar with. And this will be a system install. You can choose user. I'm going to try system first. No specified action for reboot. And I'm going to go ahead and click next. Now for my requirements, I will set it for the system architecture to be 64-bit. And 1903 or 9, will be the minimum. Click next to continue. Now for my detection rules, we're going to use manually configured detection rules and then add a reg entry, not a reg entry, a file lookup. So the file lookup that I'm looking for will be looking for the SCCM client. See if it's on the system or not. Keeping this simple and just check that folder directory for SCCM-EXEC. If you're familiar with SCCM, you'll know that's one of the main components of SCCM. And I just want to check if the file or folders exist. I will not associate 32-bit with 64-bit clients. And click OK to accept that, and click next to move on to the dependencies. I will not have any dependencies at this time. This is if you want any other apps to be installed prior to this one. Click next, no supersedings. And for my client, since I don't have a hybrid client in this environment yet, I will assign this to users account so we can selectively install it from the company portal. Click create to create the package. Let's let that finish because it do have to upload. And there it is now finished. And there you have it. And when we get to a hybrid scenario, I will show you how to deploy it and manage it from that point forward.